Deep in the jungles of the Ark, a new predator lurks, patiently waiting for the scent of its next meal. If you're injured and trying to get back to base, you need to keep an eye out for the Majungasaurus, because the smell of your blood will send it into a bloodthirsty frenzy. Majungasaurus is a new cross-platform creature mod from Lapis Lazuli. But is this creature based on reality, or is it complete fantasy? Let's find out. The in-game Majungasaurus is a rather slow and lumbering beast that only aggroes on creatures that are very close to it, but all of that changes when it gets a whiff of blood. Majungasaurus can sniff out corpses as well as low health players and creatures, and this scent sends it into a bloodthirsty frenzy, increasing its movement speed to make tracking down its target that much easier. Once it has caught up to its next meal, it deals damage that increases as the prey's health lowers. You can find this majestic theropod in the jungles and grasslands, as well as on Carnivore Island, and they will rarely spawn in the dunes on Scorched Earth. But did this creature ever really exist? In 1896, in the Mahajanga province of northwestern Madagascar, a selection of fossilised teeth, a claw and some vertebrae were discovered beside the Betsiboka River by a French army officer. After inspection, these fossils were assigned to the Megalosaurus taxon, but this wasn't the Megalosaurus that we know and love in game. This taxon was what is known as a wastebasket taxon, and any organisms that looked like they might be related and didn't fit anywhere else were put here. They often ended up being a very strange collection of animals. This creature was named Megalosaurus crenatosimus, and then later it got moved to the Dryptosaurus genus. Over the next 100 years, numerous fragmentary remains were collected, and in 1955 a piece of jaw with teeth was discovered that changed how this creature was identified. The teeth matched the earlier specimens, but the curved jawbone was very different from both the Megalosaurus and the Dryptosaurus. Based on this discovery, a new genus was created, Majungasaurus, combining an older spelling of Mahajanga, the province where the creature was found, and the Greek word saurus, meaning lizard. So the Majungasaurus is based on a real dinosaur. But what was this prehistoric creature like, and how does it compare to the game version? Majungasaurus lived in what is now modern-day Madagascar 70 to 66 million years ago during a period known as the Late Cretaceous. Like other members of the Abelisauridae family that it belonged to, the Majungasaurus was a bipedal predator with a short snout, very short forearms and longer stocky hind legs, just like they are in-game. Their bodies would have looked very similar to other members of the Abelisauridae family, such as the Carnotaurus. Majungasaurus had some very distinct features that distinguished it from its relatives though. Their skulls were wider, they had a rough thickened bone on the top of their snouts, and a single rounded horn on the roof of its skull. The skull of large individuals would have been 60 to 70 centimetres or 24 to 28 inches long. The inside of the frontal horn was a hollow cavity, and this would have weakened the structure, making it unsuitable for direct physical combat. Because of this, researchers assume that it was used for display purposes. Majungasaurus would have been a similar size to the Carnotaurus, being between 5.6 to 7 metres or 18 to 23 feet long, and they likely weigh between 750 and 1,100 kilograms. The in-game version has a taste for the dead and dying, and although weakened prey would have made an easier hunt, there are no indicators in the skeleton that suggest that it was a scavenging specialist. Their skulls are unique compared to other theropods, indicating that it had different predatory habits. Most theropods have a long, low skull with a narrow width, which is well adapted to withstand the vertical stress of a powerful bite. They were not as good at withstanding twisting motions, but they could deliver many bites in order to subdue their prey. The Majungasaurus, on the other hand, had a skull that was taller, wider and shorter, and this would have enabled them to use a feeding strategy similar to modern felids: bite once and hold on. Their skeletal structure supported this, with robust neck vertebrae and interlocking ribs. These physical adaptations would have enabled the Majungasaurus to hold its head steady despite the struggles of its prey. They were the largest predator in their environment, and the only known large herbivore that has been found in Madagascar from the same time period is a sauropod called Repetosaurus. Scientists have suggested that Majungasaurus may have been a specialised sauropod hunter. Although Repetosaurus may have been the prey of choice, there is also evidence that Majungasaurus hunted each other. Numerous Majungasaurus bones have been discovered bearing identical tooth marks to those found on sauropod bones in the same area. We can't prove whether Majungasaurus actively hunted their own species, or whether they were simply scavenging carcasses, but creatures such as the Komodo monitors will sometimes kill each other when competing for access to a carcass, and then cannibalise the remains of their rivals, so it's not unheard of behaviour. In-game, you'll find Majungasaurus roaming the jungles and grasslands, but the environment their prehistoric ancestors inhabited was a little different. Madagascar was already an island in the late Cretaceous, but it was positioned at a more southerly latitude than it is today. The prevailing climate at the time was semi-arid, and the area that the Majungasaurus called home would have been coastal floodplains intersected by sandy river channels. As similar areas in game are normally considered the easy spawn areas, I'm pretty pleased this dino spawns elsewhere. It isn't known what exactly caused Majungasaurus to go extinct. Its fossil records end around the time of the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, a large mass extinction caused by an asteroid impact that wiped out about 3/4 of all living species. But there are also some theories that suggest that Majungasaurus may have been struggling before this. Being the apex predator on a relatively small landmass presents its own challenges, primarily regarding the availability of food and a diversity of mates. It has been suggested that the cannibalistic traits may have been a result of food scarcity, and inbreeding may have weakened this dinosaur's genetic lines, making them more susceptible to genetic issues and disease. The Majungasaurus brings a really innovative mechanic to Ark, enabling you to track creatures and players that have taken damage and are on the run. Their model is faithful to their real-life ancestor, and there is also a Majungacorn variant. What more could you want? If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave the comment Yeeling below, and then go and check out my video about another creature mod, the Diamantinosaurus. But for now, I'll see you in Aberration later this week. Take care.